And I've had one of my exes tell me that, like, well, no, if we do
Yeah.
50-50 custody, then there's no child support. I'm like, yeah, he stays with you, stays with me. Anything that they need, of course, call me. But like, yeah, no, that's the fair. But I realize fair is a place where they judge pigs and, you get your cotton candy and shit, ride on little roller coasters, little
Well,
T-bone.
and listen, equality is not a word that people really say and mean it. You know what I mean? Like people like, I want it to be equal. It's like, I don't think you recognize that you're getting the lion's share of it now. And equal means you're about to lose something. Not a lot of people realize
Right.
that
Yeah,
that
you're
time.
right. You're right on that one.
But yeah, and honestly, I think that's there's no, I don't think that there's any real cultural remedy to this. Like, we just gotta, like, as men, when we see a woman who can be, who can be grown with, we gotta, really grow with them, type of thing. You know what I mean? And deal with them as individuals, because there's gonna be 1,001 stories that you can see where your girl did this and da da da, and we can get mad at them because they're partaking in behaviors that we don't particularly like. But I don't think we get anywhere with that, unfortunately. We're gonna have to, because as a society, because I don't think society is gonna be like, yeah, let's hold women accountable. I don't know, man.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's what we're here for, and so there's different ways to do it. But I recommend the men hold the line.
What is your profession?
Hold your woman accountable. You can't hold a woman that you don't have responsibility or authority over. And that's the problem with most women. Like, they want protection, but if you want protection, then that comes with a level of certain amount of authority that I should have over you. We go out in public and I tell you, stop. We leaving out this way and we leaving right now. We can't have a 2-minute conversation. Fuck that. We can't have a 30-second conversation about why. Why are you being so aggressive? Why? What? I'm like, nah, I'm grabbing your arm and we leaving. And I told you why. We're going this way.
What are we talking
right now?
about? You know what I'm saying? That's
like,
it.
So, and those things transcend over to simple shit as that top you got on. You look wonderful, but that's not the best look for where y'all going tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your friend's wearing, but what you got on, dial it back a little bit. And so if that's another thing, if she tell you insecure when she do that, cut her off. Cut her off. hold the line. Hit her with that. We're not gonna do Earl Campbell again. Hit her with the Bo Jackson.
If a woman is pregnant, she tells me her water breaks, I ain't gonna ask her questions about it.
Yeah.
Are you there?
You looking for keys, right?
Oh, like, I wouldn't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't get what the argument about it, but it's just they refuse to submit these days. The women of today, the modern day woman, which is nothing but a modern day woman, that's like a false narrative too. That's just an adult. That's just an adult. Like, right. I'm independent. No, you're an adult. You got to pay your bills. You got to feed yourself. That's what being an adult is. So I never understood that kind of terminology. But I don't know. You can't argue with these people.
And
stop it. Get some help.
I do notice something, like, and I don't want to overgeneralize. This is for all women. This is just something that I have anecdotally experienced multiple times with women that I tried to be in relationships with in the past. And that is, they have poor father relationships, which sets them on the road to having certain issues with men. And along that road, they never realize that idea of your relationship with your father is very much tied up with the relationship to authority in general, which is why what we were talking about earlier with one of those clips is, it's not even just a gender issue where they don't like men or they can't listen. They have an issue with all authority, and it stems from a trauma from when they were younger. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's hard for people to deal with that. You know what I mean? It's hard for people to get around to addressing that. And without addressing that, they're never going to deal with any of the other knock-on issues that come with that, like the inability to deal with authority, the inability to differentiate between men who've hurt them and men who haven't hurt them yet.
But see,
you know what I mean? Give them the chance to be human in front of them.
Good point. Only thing that made me think of, it gave me they know how to behave when they want to go to get that white man dollar. They know how to behave when they in certain places when it's like a when it's beneficial type of scenario, like just like in the clip. Oh, girl, get to dropping tears and you wasn't doing all that when you was yelling and screaming and trying to punk the man. Then when he yelled back at you, oh, I guess I'm a horrible person. Like, come on with the woe is me shit, the victim party shit.
You're a victim.
Like you more mature, faster. You smarter supposedly. You make more money than men. Lie.
I don't think that's true no more.
I think that chick kind of when her head hit the pavement, she realized and knocked some sense into her and realized like, oh, what am I doing? I'm literally fighting a cop right now.
I gotta
this
get
is a bad idea, and it all hit her at once.
Yeah, I gotta get a Sean Connery clip. I'd have played it right there.
You're crazy.
But yeah, it does feel manipulative at times because you do see like how do they operate in some spaces without getting triggered, but then every time they're in a interpersonal relationship, it's a problem. It's like I understand, but you know
who said it? I forget who said the line, but talk to me the way you talk to your white boss.
Facts. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but, I mean that comes off a little bit wrong because I'm not your white boss, I'm your man. You know what I mean? Like, but
no, they're not.
Respect.
That line is saying that you show more respect to that your
to that
boss
nigga than you do.
You submit to him, but you won't submit to your own man.
And I love you.
It's not like
for you. I'll take a bullet for you. He can cut your check off and fire your ass. Come on,
white out, boss.
And also like we talk about the submissiveness of women, and I don't want people to take that away as a domineering thing. There's submissiveness on both sides of relationships. I gotta submit to my girl's whims when she wants something as well. So why is it that whenever it comes down for a woman to also then reciprocate a little bit of submissiveness to any other reason, it's a problem now.
Well, this is what they think. They feel like what we do is compromise, and what we want them to do is submit. And I feel but
semantics is the same thing.
It's not. It is a differentiation between something that don't matter. I don't want a compromising woman. I want a submissive woman. So it's close, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? I don't want a compromising woman. I want a submissive one. So it's different, and it's different for men and women because we are different as people. That's why there's a hierarchy. And I don't want to get religious because I'm not the most religious person, but I was raised with a Christian background. So it would be the Most High, the man, the wife, then the child. And so just plus there's just a hierarchy to things. It doesn't matter. And honestly, that's why I'm like with this shit, they be like, well, I'm a boss babe. I won't date a man that makes less than me because he's going to be insecure. If you got more money than me, I'm the man of the house, the big piece of chicken mine. You don't have to cook every day because that's ludicrous. Men cook all the time, probably even better. So I don't know no man that don't never clean his house or don't never like. So they just be just throwing shit out there. But now in those situations where they really do have to like do all the cooking, do all the cleaning, and go to work and rub your feet and suck your dick, pause. They got to do all of that shit. Then that's some other shit. But that's not what really be going on though, bro. Like that don't be really going on. That's just like yesterday on the panel I heard.
Yeah, like I have never seen an unequal relationship like that in a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like today, like, okay, maybe there was a time and place when women really could be like, yo, I'm more than just a house. Bro, I haven't seen a housewife in decades. Decades, bro. Since the 90s. We in 2024 right now. It's decades we going on.
Even then it was rare. That took a certain financial status to have that.
Go to another country and pick something up.
Okay. Yeah. That's not in America. You don't see that.
well, no. In America, like you bring them.
Yeah.
They don't know much. You just bring them. There's a lot of people bringing why? Because what women I gotta understand is all we want is peace. Why, some respect. We don't care about your education. No, we don't care about none of that. So that's why we're able to go. Yo, this woman just makes me feel good. Like,
but I don't want to make it seem like we don't care. Like, if a woman wants to get her education and she's able to go out and get all of that and do that, awesome. And if she needs a little bit of help and support doing that, for sure.
But that comes with something.
But does that mean now that I'm no longer the man in this relationship? Because if that's what it means, then you're probably going to get some pushback. You know what I mean? Like, you can't empower yourself at the expense of anyone else. The same way it wasn't right for men to empower themselves at the expense of women. Women shouldn't do that either. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to be in relationships, women can't just expect men to give up everything that they feel makes them substantive. You know what I mean? Like,
The
men
natural
don't want
order,
to give up the substance of what they bring to the table.
the natural order says who's more powerful, and unfortunately for them, if they feel it's unfortunate, they're less powerful in most of the things that society deems more valuable. But that's just a societal type of, like, you know what I'm saying, structure scenario. Their femininity is their most powerful thing that they have.
Power comes in a lot of forms.
Women can get anything that they want. When
Wait, go real quick. You're rating it. You're saying that the man is more powerful.
No, just I'm saying in the dynamics, the way society has shit set up. So, okay, men can do the more laborious jobs, can work longer, can fight. Why do you think men don't have a problem with financing a whole family, a whole household? There are women that will do that, but for the most part, women will not do that. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It's not by nature. When they do,
women aren't particularly good at that. Even when women make a lot of money, you can't. I haven't seen very many women personally. They are very productive, but when put into the role of like what a man would have to do, like in a traditional sense, like if I, was the only breadwinner in my house, and my girl decided to stay home, I would be required to provide her money to do things because she's at home and I'm at work.
And you
if
wouldn't
you
have
put a woman in the position of making the money and the man staying at home, she will not give her man money to go do the things he likes to do. He'll have to go out and find a way to make money so that he can do the thing. So that's what I'm saying. It's very rare that it's an equal situation. You know what I mean? Like, even when
that word right there,
hold on.
That word bothers me because there is no equal. There
And
is,
that's why when you said,
there really isn't.
When you said, do I rate in who's more? I'm telling you, Vulgar, yes. And the men here, women here, child here, above us all is God. And that's the way it's said in the good book. And if you don't believe in that, there's other ways I could prove it. But
I believe more is just different.
Right.
Because
it is
say
different.
the birth is more important than without birth, you're not even here. So that could be on the level of importance, and a man can't do that. You know what I mean?
Without your seed, there's no birth to be had. There's a spark of life, which comes first. We can go there, but
there's roles. Just like on a basketball team, there's roles.
I got it.
Even if there's two superstars, let's say a Shaq and Kobe, they still have their role.
In relationships and family dynamics. But in relationship and family dynamics, that's a different way to look at it. And I would say that's off. Well, I can't say it's off, but I see where you're looking at it from. They're both players, partners on a team.
Yes.
No, I look at it as the man is head of the household. He's the coach. He's Phil Jackson. Yeah, I ask my players, this is what we got going on. This is a scenario. What's best? I think you should do X, Y, Z. And they give feedback. But at the end of the day,
you're saying,
wait, let me finish. At the end of the day, the buck stops with me. The buck stops with me at the end of the day. And that's with every family. So once the nuclear family is set, something happens in the family and they get evicted, regardless, even if the wife fucked up all the money playing gambling and doing whatever, the man is going to be held responsible by her family, by his family, by the kids. They're going to look at the dad. Dad. So that's why I say that. When the chips fall, at the end of the day, the person that takes the most responsibility and is going to be held accountable the most is the person that I think is in charge. That's who's in charge. Not saying that she doesn't have the same human value equally as a person. Yes, of course,
in a relationship.
But in the relationship, it's a structure. Yes, it has to be for any successful relationship. I would think that's why they would say the man of the house. But I mean, things are changing nowadays. But I'm saying what has worked, and when the families were striving, generally what was working would be the man would be the last line of defense. He's the last word. He gets the last word. He's the authority figure of the house. You know what I mean? That's why he's the authority figure of the house.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's how all structures work. You know what I mean? Like, no team of people can operate without a centralized figure that's a leader. You know what I mean? So I think that in America, at least, that's typically the man, because men are taught the skills that are necessary. Even if they're not great people, they're given a lot of skills that are necessary for leading a household. You know, if women want to do that, it takes a very special woman.
Right.
But
right.
And it takes one that has not taken the typical path in our society, because the typical path in our society doesn't teach the woman the skills that she would need to do that. It's not even like a biological thing. I don't know as much. I don't think it's biological. It's just we have to actively learn and work at these things, because if not, then we're going to be left to what society is giving to us and presenting in front of us. You know what I mean?
We say
And in that case,
how to be
women aren't going to be prepared. I'm sorry?
We say men need to learn how to be husbands. Women need to learn how to be wives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody needs to learn to play their role, for sure.
And that's what it comes back to roles. Like I said, I think head of household, like, what's the definition of it? Because a lot of the homes I grew up in, real quick, a lot of the homes I grew up in and going, Big Mama was running the house and there was no man in the house. So
that's why I'm saying that's what we need to get back to, the man being in the house, because these Big Mama households and these households, especially in the Black community with Big Mamas, that's why I said, in my opinion, we've been living in a matriarchy, just in our community, not in the sense of the world, but every family decision pretty much in the neighborhood's been made by a Black woman for the past 40 to 50 years. These are the results we have. The sexy reds, the blue faces. No, I'm just saying.
The Black American household has definitely. We went through, the crack era. It wasn't even because men didn't want to be there; they were being forcibly removed from the household. You know what I mean? So
it was.
While I appreciate the Big Mamas, as we're referring to them, or the women who took that position, I don't know if it led to the healthiest culture in the community. It was a necessity, but we need to acknowledge that we might need to course correct after decades of that.
Message.
I think that's the important part.
That's what I was saying, Voger. Not that we haven't got to where we are, and that I love my grandma and I appreciate her strength and the things that she had to go through in life. But my granny would say that my grandfather was the head of the household. He just worked himself to death. That's why he wasn't there when I was going to Big Mama household.
For sure.
Where she started running. But watching them alive and in their dynamic, yeah, he would sit in his couch after he get on from work. He'd sit in his couch, drink his beer. She run the house. But yeah, she cooked and we come over. She be telling us what to do. We chill. We go holler at Papa. You know what I'm saying? But he did all the work. He chilling in. But even from his fucking lazy boy, he was running the house.
I know what you're saying.
His pension paid for shit. He retired. She worked. They built together. He came from the Air Force. He retired on the pension. He left money to her, but I'm saying he set the structure up to where she didn't have to work. She had to work together. First, it was like a 50-50 or however. I don't know what they who put in what, but I know he made more money than her when they were growing up.
Yeah, he probably back then it was probably significantly
back then. But she helped out financially and to the point to where he was able to retire her. You know what I'm saying? And that's generally how the nuclear family works. But today they call that struggle love. Our women call that struggle love. Oh, I gotta work with a nigga that want me to pay any kind of bills.
But that's a woman who don't want to work to begin with. Like that's just bad. Yeah, people who think like that, unfortunately, they just need to be single. Be single for the rest of your life, but don't think that you can be in a healthy union in this big old year of our Lord 2024 and not be an equal contributor. You know what I mean? Unless you want to be subservient to your man, which I don't know. Most women, a lot of women in that genre want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be taken care of and also be empowered. And it's like, it don't really work that way. Because a nigga who's going to take care of you is not going to empower you. A nigga who's going to empower you is a nigga who's going 50-50 with you. Yeah. That's how that works.
We respect that you work and we respect that you're getting money, that you're bringing money to the household. But that line you said, the buck stops here. That's like mainline shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think women just need to. I just mean the man. You could pick the drapes. You could decorate the house. All right, that's all you. All right, cool. I'm submitted to you in that. I'm what are you saying? I'm compromising in that situation. All right, cool. Because it doesn't really. But when this person, no, that's not happening.
Right, the big ass person,
and I shouldn't get no pushback from that. You know what I'm saying? You've been deciding everything. I'm letting you have everything. I don't really care for much, but when I say fall back, it's time to fall back.
That's what
one thing I will say. I don't know.
So Voger, that's all I was saying, and it sounds like you agree. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying no dictatorship, authoritarian. Like I said.
No. I just wanted to clarify because I knew I agree with you, but you kind of clarify that because the buck stops with me. It's like a woman to hear that and think every decision has to end with your say or something. Nah, the buck meaning the main shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the main shit. Yes,
and it shouldn't really be argued with. Yo, my daughter's not wearing that, and I'm just using that as an example.
For sure.